Welcome back, everybody. YouTube.com/Geek Aloud. Today's Let's Discuss is about the EA Play Live. I'm here with Chris. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm very well, thank you. What do we got here? Some EA Live. Now, this is instead, of course, E3 isn't running this year, so they're doing this. Everyone's had their crack. This is EA's turn. Now, is there any talk? Have you seen any note here what this footage is captured on? Like, is this PC footage? Is it PS5?
That's an interesting point.
All right, so they started us off EA Play Live with Apex Legends. First questions first, Chris. Do you play it?
No, I played with you like a week and a half ago, and I think anyone that watched that can tell that I do not play Apex Legends.
The unfortunate bit about that is anyone who's watching would make the same assertion about me, yet I play frequently.
Oh, okay.
Once terrible, always terrible. I'm actively playing it. I played Season 4 and now I've started Season 5. I've got the Battle Pass, so I'm into it. I'm interested in it as a game.
Yeah.
That press conference, pretty boring. They could have made that a 1-minute announcement. They drew it out for about 10.
Yeah, there was a lot of action shots of like shiny things that I personally didn't understand because I don't know what any of it was. But
Yeah. Well, the weird thing about it is they jam pack it with like really specific like patch note information.
Yeah.
Like ultra hardcore people are going to want to know about that.
Right, okay.
Those people don't watch this conference to get information about that game. They'll read the patch notes. I have no idea who that was aimed at.
Fair point.
Like people who already play it don't need it, and people who don't play it, as you just said, had no idea what that was about.
I didn't understand like you could have told me all of that was already in the game and I would have believed you. Like I couldn't tell what was new content, what was old.
So as an existing player, I'm like, okay, cool. Like they're changing it, but no groundbreaking changes. Like Fortnite do those kind of changes almost monthly and they don't need these big announcements. Like you just boot the game up, there's some patch notes and away you go.
Yeah,
like it just feels a bit drawn out. The really cool thing is that they're bringing in crossplay. That was my favorite bit of the announcement.
Yeah.
What it was missing though is cross progression. I love being able to boot it up and play, Xbox, PC, whatever, and just keep building the one progress on the character. Destiny 2 have done it.
Yeah.
Like you can do that in Destiny, and Fortnite does it as well. It's weird. The way that was worded for Apex Legends was that it was only cross play, not cross progression, which is a bit of a weird miss. The other thing, and they bang on this a bit about going now to Steam, they've given up on EA Origins, their own game launcher. They weren't getting the sales, so now they're releasing them back on Steam, which is interesting.
I feel like with everyone's trying to do their own thing. Like you see this with all the video streaming services. Like it was so awesome when it was just like, oh cool, like here's Netflix and here's everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, we're gonna pull Doctor Who off and make our own streaming services with all the BBC stuff. And it's like, all right, no, you've lost me out.
Yeah.
I don't care that much. Like to get EA Origin, it's like, no, okay, like if I want to play Need for Speed Heat, I'll just go buy Need for Speed Heat. Like I'm not signing up to more stuff that you can sell my information third parties. Like I'm done. Like I've got what I've got and I'm done.
I know what games I like and I'll just pay for those.
Exactly.
And move on. And then they showed us The Sims 4 had some sort of update. It's coming to Steam. I'm not sure if anything else new is happening in that game at all though.
Yeah, I feel like they've expanded as much as a game can expand.
Now they're just expanding on new platforms.
Yeah, like that's the biggest game. You can literally do anything in that game at this point. I don't know what more they want to add. Like you can be a wizard. Like literally, like there's magic in The Sims. Like what more do you do? They put Yoda in, Baby Yoda. Cool. Like there's your Disney money. Like paid for the next 10 years. Like what? I don't know what else they can add.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I guess the bigger question then maybe is when's The Sims 5 coming? Are we due?
Yeah, that's an interesting point. I noticed in the opening, like they just had the Sims logo without a number. Have they dropped the 4? But then,
maybe.
Then in the actual trailer part, they had the Sims 4 logo. So I'm like, okay, so they haven't transitioned.
Maybe they're working on it though. I reckon you've called that.
Yeah,
I reckon maybe in a year or two.
Could be coming up. Maybe on the next console platforms they'll transition into.
That'd be interesting. That could be really interesting. And the only other point I was thinking about what you were saying about the how it used to be the Netflix model and then it all splintered and Plus and everything. So we've seen Origin now has reverted back. The Origin of they've given up on their own storefront. We'd have to look it up, but I'd call that 3 years. It feels like it's been about 3 years they were pushing their own platform. My ultimate question is that how long Disney Plus and all the other splinter like Hulu's and everything? Do we see 3 years of that before everything regresses back to Netflix?
I think maybe there's some of the smaller ones, maybe, but Disney could just keep going forever. Like no way.
Wow, that's true with the Disney
they
money.
have enough money, they could survive like an actual apocalypse. Like the mouse will.
Well, what about this then? Do we see Disney buying Netflix? And Disney Plus, like Netflix is absorbed into Disney Plus.
No, like they have enough. Really. Like when they reanimate Walt Disney's lifeless head, like he's gonna be just
like a head in a jar from Futurama.
Yeah, he's gonna be so happy. They're like, look what we built. We own everything.
And then next up on the EA event, they showed us Command & Conquer Remastered. Now, I doubt you're old enough to appreciate this, but this is my childhood dream. I've been playing it. I absolutely love this remaster. When I was, 12 years old or whatever it was, and I was waking up in the middle of the night, sneaking into the study to launch Windows 95 and play me some Command & Conquer. Awesome. That was my childhood. So for this to be remastered now and I get to play it again, I'm just having a pearler. And they did the best ever in-game reveal of updated graphics. I guess you've got to have played it back in the day to really appreciate this, but this was a full body tingling moment for me. I've been playing it for a bit. You're into that first mission, call it maybe 3 minutes in, and then the game, like voiceover just says, like, attention, Commander, enhancements available. Press spacebar, and you hit spacebar, and then the screen does an old school film enhance, and then they like line by line reveal the visual enhancements.
I gotta look that up.
It was such a moment, and I think it only worked because I'd spent, I don't even know, hundreds of hours as a child on this game.
That's pretty cool.
And then to play it now and then just have that reveal, it was phenomenal. It was such a moment. If you played Command & Conquer back in the day, download it and play it. You've got to. It's phenomenal. And it was cheap. I think it's like $40 or something.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Well worth it.
Yeah, no, you're right. This did miss me as a youngin. RTS in general just terrifies me. I always feel like I'm making the wrong move.
RTS is tough, and I'm not good at it as much as I play, and I love it. But it's like I'm only playing the intro levels, and I'm being beaten up. Like I am not good at the game, but I love it.
Yeah, it's very stressful. I always feel like I'm doing the wrong thing.
It's kind of I wonder whether maybe this is where my passion for Bloodborne and Dark Souls comes from.
Interesting.
Like constantly getting my teeth kicked in by the AI, but loving every minute of it. And then we saw It Takes Two from Hazelight, was it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I'm not even really sure what it was. We saw a fraction of disjointed gameplay.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of the actual game. It was mostly like the director just hyping up.
Yeah.
She loves it.
And there was a release date, the closest I got was 2021.
Yeah, I think that was...
So the game's probably a year out. It's an indie title, so it's small. It's probably only half cooked at this point.
I have played Brothers and A Way Out, like their last one, and they were both good. So I might actually check this out, just like based on their
the pedigree. Yeah. They've done some great games. Absolutely. I'll check it out. It's a bit weird to me, this whole press conference. It's just, I'm not sure why they're showing us half the stuff. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's very elusive.
Yeah. And then we saw Lost in Random, which was pretty random. The first 3 minutes was a game design pitch, a lot of artwork and stuff.
Yeah, I thought they were going to ask me for funding.
Yeah, it did look a lot like a Kickstarter video. And then we saw the gameplay at the end, but I don't know, like 3D adventure with a cute artistic style.
Yeah, I like the art style. It was giving me what was that movie, Nightmare Before Christmas?
Oh, yeah, Tim Burton vibes. Yeah, I can see it.
The way the developers were talking about it, I thought the dice was like you rolled the dice and then that changes the world around you.
Yeah, but what is it? I couldn't even work it out.
It seems almost like Atreus in God of War. Like he's just like psychic, and maybe he has that ability, but
yeah, right.
What they were talking about kind of threw me off. In contrast to what we saw. Yeah,
it didn't make a whole lot of sense. Maybe they didn't stick the landing. The only other bit I'll point out is they had a line in there that said, what was it? Like eliminate random chance. Like that was the objective of the game.
Right.
Like random chance. That's the world we live in. That's nature. Eliminate nature. Is that the subtext here?
Yeah. I don't know how that's going to work out for her little dice friend, but
Yeah. Every side of the dice must have the exact same number on it.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
or they're rolled in sequential order every time.
Yes, indeed. And then they showed us Rocket Arena coming to every possible platform. I don't know. What did you think?
It kind of looks like Fortnite and Overwatch kind of merged into one, but
It looks, very heavily Overwatchy, hero shooter, signature weapons, signature abilities, they're saying. So we've got a hero shooter, but then it said big 3v3. And I can't help but think this looks like one little party mode they'd put in Fortnite over a weekend. This looks like a subsection of one of the biggest games on the planet right now. I don't know what the audience for this game is.
Yeah, I feel like again, I'm not the multiplayer hero shooter dude, but I feel like the people that are into that genre, like they've got one of these already.
Yeah.
If you're an Overwatch player, you've got Overwatch, you put all your time and money into that, or whatever Overwatch clone came after it.
Yep.
I feel like this might be a little bit late to the party.
This feels like it's about 5 years late. I'm not sure who is going to be jumping on board this. And at best, it's Overwatch, but Overwatch was superseded by Fortnite, and the Fortnite just running laps around them. It feels like they're making a play for a game 5 years late. Anyway, that's the end of my negativity on it. Do we have one positive thing we could say about this game? Didn't think so. All right.
Let's try.
So then we got to see the teaser for Star Wars. God, I'd missed the title. Rogue Squadron?
Just Squadron.
Just Squadron, not the Rogue Squadron.
Because you can be both. You can be both sides of the
Alliance or
Star War.
I see.
As it's called. the Star War.
I love it. That looked awesome. I love TIE fighters. Do we know, I'm assuming VR support?
Yeah.
I can be in the cockpit?
Yeah, they've said the whole thing's VR compatible, but not necessary. Like if you want to play it old school.
Yeah.
It's weird that that's old school. 2D like normal TV stuff.
I'm certainly going for the VR option in that.
Yeah, I definitely want to check it out. I've heard that in Battlefront there's a similar mode. I might check that out first.
Yeah, I've played it. It was good. It was limited.
Yeah.
Okay. It was short. It left me wanting more.
Right. So that was sort of like the test bed for this.
Yeah, that one. And the other one that I think maybe they based it heavily on was, it was, I want to say it was Call of Duty Black Ops 3 what was the one with Jon Snow in it?
Yeah,
it was the Jon Snow Call of Duty?
Infinite Warfare, and they had the Jackal Assault.
Yes.
Yeah, that wasn't.
That felt almost identical to the VR version of the Battlefield.
Right.
Those two VR game modes came out around the same time, and they had a very similar feel.
Okay, because I played Jackal Assault just because it was there, and same thing. I'm like, this could have been more.
Yeah,
bit more Alburgers. Like I would have paid $10, if it was the higher quality.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to know if they made this first for VR and then or did they make it first for normal and then just added 3D? I'd like to know.
It could have been from the get go. They could have said, look, we need this as an option.
Yeah.
Just so we can say we've put in the effort.
Yeah, the interesting one is, though, it's coming from EA, and EA don't have, it's not like Sony have the PSVR. You would think someone who is selling the hardware, you'd think would sell an awesome game. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the support from EA. It's just weird that they're investing so much into a platform that they don't sell the hardware in.
They don't have skin in the game.
Although I guess they don't sell hardware anyway.
Yeah, no, that's what they still. Yeah, I feel like maybe based on what you were saying about the mode in Battlefront, if everyone's reception was lukewarm, maybe they looked at it and said, okay, let's really put in the effort here.
Yeah.
If we're gonna
maybe
make this a standalone product.
Maybe they have taken the last 3 years since they released that one, and maybe it could be cool. I'm very excited. I'm always up for new VR experiences. I'm looking forward to the first shot of somebody's rig setup where they've built the fake cockpit and they've got the monitor in front and they've got the VR goggles on, so the cockpit's just there for them to feel the levers.
Yeah, that's going to be day one front page at Reddit.
I'm looking forward to that. That'll be amazing. Make sure you send it to me at Aloud. October 2nd is the launch date for it. Now, that's going to put us within QE, a month and a half of PS5. next Xbox.
Maybe. We still have no idea when anyone is actually doing it.
That's true, but no one said any more than holiday this year.
Yeah.
We've got to assume it's still going to be holiday this year. You've got to assume that means end of November.
Yeah. My guess is like November to at worst February. February is like, all right, that's not even holiday. Like you just at that point. But
no, well, to come out in January is a lie for holiday 2020.
I get what you're saying. That it's going to be in close proximity. You'd hope that they sort of like piggyback on that and be like, oh look, you can play it wherever you want, blah blah blah, and do that whole about player choice and from the start, where you can do whatever you want, and we're the good guy now. Please don't hate us by our stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And the other interesting thing I noticed with some of that footage, it looked better than the PlayStation 5's footage of ray tracing and everything. Some of that footage to me looked better than what we're seeing on consoles currently, which is something the PS5 reveal event never pulled off. Yeah,
I'll actually be surprised if it looks like that.
That has to be off a PC.
Yeah, because from what I've heard, this game is going to be like half price. I think it's like $50 or something.
Oh, really?
So if it looks that good when you're actually playing it, then I'll be impressed.
Well, the teaser trailer footage looked phenomenal. A tip of the cap to them because that's the best. And it's not even a next-gen game. I want to say that. It's the first next-gen game we've seen that looks next-gen-y.
Yeah.
Star Wars Squadrons with an S. Gameplay footage looked pretty exciting to me. I'm pretty keen for this one. I'll be there day and date.
Yeah, same. They've actually sold me on this.
100%. And then EA showed us the sports, the soccer and the football thing.
Yeah, it was sort of a mishmash. They didn't really specify like FIFA or NFL like as gaming brands.
Yeah, no titles as such.
Yeah.
Just a lot of sweaty men.
Yeah, it's good hype though. Like they know how to cut a good trailer. Like
that they do.
I'm sure the people that are into these games are like sitting there rock hard because that was I was a little bit excited and I do not care at all.
Well, that makes me think like one of my passion projects is Rocket League.
Yeah.
Still playing that. I'm like, and they've said in the past no direct sequel to Rocket League, but I can't imagine how excited I would be if there was like that next Rocket League, like if they were showing me off and it was like a high detail car or new physics, that would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be cool. They probably should do another one at some point.
Yeah.
If anyone's listening.
And then the final thing they had for us on the, what is it? EA Play Live secret letter broadcast was two blokes talking about a game they're thinking about starting making is Skate, maybe could be in the future at some point.
Yeah, cool. I mean,
they're thinking about it.
Yeah.
They've just started thinking about it. Don't get too excited.
It does. I feel like they got permission to make this game like that afternoon. Like that's how recent it was.
That almost felt to me like they did the whole conference and then were like, we kind of need something at the end. What can we do? Ring up old mate and tell him he can have Skate, and then we'll just get a reaction to us greenlighting his project.
Yeah, that would have been like an hour beforehand.
Yeah,
like if they could have got the cameras there on time, they could have just live streamed his whole reaction.
And not even one bit of concept art. They hadn't even had time yet to pick up a pen and grab a napkin and draw like the first skateboard deck.
You know what a skateboard looks like. Don't
you can imagine what the next skate will be. You imagine what we're imagining. In 5 years, we can imagine it together. So that was it. That drew out the show, drew it to an end. You've got to pick a winner, Chris. Who are you picking?
Squadrons.
Definitely.
I feel like the whole show revolved around Squadrons. It was, all right, we want to do this, and while we've got everyone's attention, let's show off everything else got, and some things we haven't got yet, because
a lot of it was stuff we haven't got yet. A lot of it was, I wonder how much of this though is a victim of Sony and Microsoft not announcing the release date. Presumably if they've got a game for launch, they can't even could they show it yet and say it's coming to next gen,
maybe
put a loose year on it? Or if it's a launch title, is it under some sort of contractual obligation where we can't even announce the title, show a screenshot until the launch event reveal, Yeah, it's coming out on this date and this is the launch lineup and here's the EA game that we couldn't mention. Maybe?
Yeah, it could be some sort of secret deal backstage where
hopefully,
like they might have dates for stuff and they're going, oh, well, we can't really, if it'll spill the beans if this is our PS5 game, and it's like, okay, even if there was like 2 dates, you could work out a window.
Yes.
That the PS5 is going to be launching. So maybe it is a victim of that.
Yeah, who knows? Time will tell. Hopefully it's addressed in the next couple of weeks. We'll obviously be back to talk about the PS5 price and launch date whenever that gets revealed and announced. And same with Microsoft.
Yeah, I think they're next month. They have a conference or something.
Oh, do we? I didn't know that we had a date even yet for either of those.
Oh, then maybe not. Maybe I've just made that up.
No, we could.
Like Skate 4. I'm catching stuff here.
I love it. Anyway, we'll be back on the channel, youtube.com/GeekAloud. Thanks for joining us. Live Let's Plays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern, right here. Like it, subscribe, you'll never miss it. Thanks, guys.